Hello loves. All right, I've got an update for you guys on the chargeback claim that I got yesterday through Shopify. It is a huge update because it's not what typically happens in the industry, and I do want it to be a learning opportunity, not for myself and the buyer, but everyone involved when we are consumers, all the way through the merchants. And if you're new here, my name is Sasha and I help bead crafters turn their inventory into products that actually sell. And in this special situation, I'm teaching you guys how to handle and work through getting chargeback claims on Shopify. If you want to watch the initial video, just go to the video on my profile that looks like this, and you'll get to see the first part of everything that happened. First things first, yesterday after I filed the claim, I let some time pass. I actually had a conversation with Shopify support. I let them know that I had filed everything as stated, but I wanted to have some clarifying questions that I felt were important as a merchant to understand when it comes to the seller protections that are in place with Shopify Payments versus things like PayPal Wallet, which is a payment method using Shopify Payments as a gateway. And what that means is that you can accept payments from PayPal even if you don't have a PayPal business account. What that means though is that Shopify is acting on your behalf to accept PayPal payments. And if there is an issue, then that information is relayed through Shopify to PayPal for chargeback claims. So this morning, I actually had gotten a message on TikTok through my direct messages from the customer herself. And not only did she profusely apologize for the mistake and the error, she let me know that she had already contacted her credit card company to reverse the chargeback, that she made an error. And this is where, as consumers, we need to definitely take a second and a moment to look at the information that's on the statements. A lot of times these statements have the phone numbers, the names of the companies, and just kind of type that stuff in on the web before we immediately think somebody is trying to fraudulently charge us. Now, in her defense, she acted like any one of us would have if we didn't recognize the charge and we immediately acted on impulse because of our previous experience with fraudulent issues. Then she did what she felt as a consumer she had the right to do. However, she also did the right thing by reaching out back to me. She reached out to her credit card company to correct the situation. Now, unfortunately, we just have to kind of wait for the powers that be to make their final determination. But I do have her written confirmation that it was filed in error, that she was accepting responsibility for the charge, so that way the outcome is correct and everything goes back to normal. This, however, could have taken a different turn. She very much could have not reached out to me and I would still be in the situation where we're waiting on the determinations for my business. However, documentation matters. I had a conversation with Shopify support where they went into detail on the Shopify Payments and PayPal seller protection program that's included as part of the Shopify Payments program. What I love about the Shopify platform is that there is an order risk analysis feature that is built into every order that comes through, and it lets you know whether that order is low, medium, or high risk. And in that process, if PayPal was the method used for the payment, it will let you know if your order is PayPal seller protection enabled. This order had no indication of it being fraudulent, which is why I filled it. I have mentioned in my previous workshops on Substack, when I talk to you guys, I let you know, I don't like to take orders that are medium or high risk. I have yet to encounter one, but the moment I do, it's not worth it for me to risk my business for a medium to high risk order. And what that means is if someone has a history of chargebacks, or if they have a history of fraudulent behavior using the email associated or any information associated with the contact information, there is a flag in the Shopify system that flags that account and that order. So all in all, I am very happy with the outcome, not just because the buyer reached out, but even if she wouldn't have, I had all my documentation and information in place. I knew how to respond. Everything was in place like it needed to be. And I had the confidence to file my chargeback response because of the systems that I have in place. That being said, I'm seriously considering hosting a workshop. There's not going to be a fee or a charge or anything, but if you are a business owner, you're serious about making sure that your products and your services are protected, and you want to try to learn a little bit more about the e-commerce platform that Shopify is, and even some additional services that are out there that help you dispute these chargeback claims on your behalf so that it's literally a one and done, let me know. Tell me in the comments if you would join that workshop. It is going to be free. I will not be charging you guys for that. I think that's just business essentials, and anybody who has that information shouldn't be gatekeeping that information. Again, I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here on this journey with me. As I also educate you on what's happening, I would prefer that things happen to me versus them happening to you, and that you are protected all along the way. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. And don't forget, hit that follow button if you're brand new here. And if you're not new here, hit that share button and comment. Let me know if you want that workshop. But most importantly, share this, because there's other bead crafters out there who don't know, are starting out, or have experienced something like this. And maybe the first time around, they didn't respond correctly or failed to include the information that they needed to. And even though they thought they had irrefutable evidence, they still got their claim denied because they didn't do it the right way. I love you guys. Once again, thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you again.